everyone. Welcome to the 2022 New York Real Estate Investment Summit, hosted by ACRE New York.
现场尊敬的各位来宾、女士先生们，大家好！您现在正在走进的是2022纽约地产投资峰会现场。
My name is Tony. I'm the co-founder of ACRE New York, also the host for tonight. Thank you all for joining our event. And besides me is my co-host, Sherry.
再次对我们现场所有来宾的温柔莅临表示感谢。我是今晚主持人 Sherry， 非常荣幸和现场这么多的好朋友们共同相聚，见证到我们今天的精彩盛况。
The event will be divided into two parts. The first portion will be the panel discussion, followed by our networking opportunity.
那今天我们的峰会主题也是各位当下非常关注的，为了抑制通货膨胀以及美联储加息，未来我们纽约房地产的走势将会何去何从？我相信这个话题都是各位非常关心的，所以稍后我们也邀请全场所有来宾可以围绕这个话题共同深入探讨。
The topic that has been in everyone's mind recently, and the reason for this summit, is to have a healthy discussion on what holds the future for New York real estate industry.
那么稍后我们的本次峰会呢，有分成2个环节，第一部分是圆桌论坛，第二部分是我们的酒会环节，敬请期待。
Before we start the panel, we would like to show our appreciation to all the guests of honor for making this event special.
那么在今天峰会正式开启之前，我们要来为大家隆重介绍一下莅临到今天峰会现场各位重要的贵宾，他们分别是。
From our sponsors, we're honored to have BTM Capital, Silverline Group, Vert City, Cross Country Mortgage, MG Law Group, Clear to Close Title Company, and Super Funding.
好了，也让我们再次感谢对本次峰会大力支持的赞助商单位，感谢你们。
And the guests we have tonight from different sectors, real estate developers, we have DMG Investment, eStone Equities, SCG America, ZD Jasper Realty, and FBL Development.
那以上呢是对本次峰会大力支持的地产开发商，感谢你们。
From the bank, we have Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, BOA, JP Morgan, ICBC, East West Bank, Hana Bank, and Citibank.
那么再次感谢以上的银行对我们本次峰会的大力支持，谢谢你们。
In real estate investment groups, we have Crescendo Asset Management, Crowd Funds, Mention Capital.
好，以上的话是对本次峰会大力支持的资本公司，谢谢你们。
And from the law firms, we have McLaughlin and Stern, Song Law Group, Ding Liu Law and Tax Service, BTM Law Group, ZNX CPA, Marsh Law, and Alpha Law.
感谢以上律所对本次峰会的大力支持，谢谢你们。
And lastly, from the media, we have World Journal, US China Press, LIC Partnership, and eStarTV.
那么今天莅临现场呢，我们还邀请到了众多的媒体，分别是《世界日报》、《侨报》、LIC Partnership 以及纽约一星传媒第一直播。再次感谢各位对我们的大力支持，谢谢你们。
Thank you for everyone's support, and please give a warm round of applause to our guests for joining us this evening.
谢谢，再次感谢各位的热情。刚才让我们看到了现场来到我们本次峰会的有很多的嘉宾，因为时间关系没有办法一一的介绍，但是我们同样对现场所有莅临的嘉宾致以诚挚的感谢和热烈的欢迎。再次谢谢各位。
As the co-founder of ACRE, we would also like to show our appreciation to our mentors and peers. We're very grateful to have all of you guys along this journey and show us the ropes on what it takes to be the innovator of the industry. Now, we welcome to the stage Eugene from BTM Law Group to give us a few words.
谢谢，那么我们ACRE陆总也是非常感谢各位支持。接下来有请规办咨询刘丽先生为本次峰会进行致辞。
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here with us today. My name is Eugene. I am the managing attorney of BTM Law Group. We are pleased to welcome those of you who have been with us for a long time, as well as those of you who are new to BTM Law Group and BTM Capital. As many of you already know, BTM Capital has been focusing in recent years on development of real estate projects in and around New York City. The Athena LIC, our newest condominium project in the heart of Long Island City, is projected to be completed by late 2023. And we hope this project is loved by everybody in the community. Today, at this New York City Real Estate Investment Summit, we're proud to co-host it with ACRE New York Realty. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously helped us to make this event come together and happen and to become a success. Special thanks goes out to all the panelists who are with us here today. We could not have done it without you. Recently, a lot of clients always ask what to do in this current market of high inflation and high interest rates. Well, nobody actually has a crystal ball, but it is always helpful to gather top talents and to have discussions from the industry and to simply let people talk and discuss. The purpose of today's event is to provide such an opportunity for investors and real estate professionals to meet and discuss the current real estate market. So at today's gathering, I would like to encourage everybody to listen carefully and to speak freely. Hope you enjoyed tonight and hope everybody has fun and learned something new. Thank you.
好的，再次感谢尤金先生我们本次峰会带来的精彩致辞，谢谢，请稍作休息。
So the summit aims to invite the leads in the real estate industry to focus on creative investment ideas and seize opportunities in the current market. Now, as we get started, the panel will be around an hour and join as our top 5 of professionals in the industry to share their perspective on the impact of inflation on global economy that's affecting our industry.
好的，亲爱的朋友们，接下来即将进入到本次峰会最为精彩的环节——panel环节。 稍后时间，我们即将围绕1个小时左右的时间，和大家共同深入来探讨。那我们刚才有说到了，非常荣幸的邀请到了5位不同行业的嘉宾，即将从不同的维度去我们进行深入的剖析。所以接下来呢，也让我们共同开启这个精彩的环节。
Now, let's welcome our panelists to the together.
接下来，让我们用热烈的掌声，有请本次论坛嘉宾共同论坛，掌声欢迎。 好的，有请我们的5位嘉宾来到我们的舞台上方，有请各位落座。好的，我们接下来呢，也是我们全场所有来宾非常值得期待的一个环节，大家可以带着思考，和我们台上的5位一起来进行思考讨论。OK， 那有请我们5位先入席落座。接下来我们会有请5位嘉宾分别用简短的话语做一个自我介绍，让我们全场所有来宾认识一下5位，好不好？
First, can we have our panelists to do a brief self-introduction to our audience?
好，首先我们会有请摩根士丹利纽约总部副总裁 Grace King 给我们做个自我介绍，有请您。
Okay, my name is Grace King, and I currently is working for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. And I came here probably one of the first mainland Chinese. And I went to Columbia undergraduate and graduate school, MBA combined program within 5 years. Right after I graduated from Columbia Business School, I went to Merrill Lynch as a corporate finance investment banker. And then recently, last 8 years, I served as a wealth management, financial advisor for Morgan Stanley. And so, if you guys have any questions regarding investment or anything related to, investment banking, you can always ask me. Thank you.
好，谢谢各位嘉宾的表现。好，接下来让我们继续有请 Cross Country Mortgage 副总裁 Ron 刘先生做个自我介绍。
Next up, we have the Vice President from Cross Country Mortgage, Rung Liu.
Thank you. Hi everyone, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, children 18 plus. Welcome to this panel. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have some takeaways from this panel. Okay. A big thank you to ACRE New York, to gather all of us here today to discuss this, topic, very interesting topic for the real estate market in 2023. My name is Rong Liu. I work for Cross Country Mortgage as a vice president, and my NMLS number is 140. No, I have to disclose that before I talk about rates, okay? Yeah, my NMLS number is 1408668.
Oh, I have one too.
Oh. Okay, all right, cool. So I experienced the toughest, in my mind, the toughest exam in China, which is, you guys all know that, no? Gaokao. Yeah, there you go. So I, did my undergraduate in Shandong University, majoring in finance, and then I came to New York University to pursue my master's degree of science. I entered this business, this mortgage business, in 2013 when I was studying in NYU. Luckily, I have a great team here, to support me for the loan originations. My assistant, Alexandra Gang is also here, and I have 2 processors that are great, making me close around 100 million a year and rank top 1% in the United States as a loan originator. Myself is also a real estate, investor, and I love sports. That's me. Thank you.
谢谢谢谢来的精彩的自我介绍。好，接下来我们继续有请 SUMMIT18 创始人、新泽西金牌开发商、执政建筑师 Tony 给我们带来自我介绍。
Next up, we have the founder of Silverline Group, leading developer in Gold Coast, licensed architect, Tony Hadid.
Hello. Wait, you got So I don't have an MLS number, so I can't really share that with you. My name is Tony Hadid. I'm the founder of Silverline Group. A little background on me: I started my career working as an architect. I worked for Gensler Architects in Shanghai. We worked on very, very, very tall projects. I was one of the head designers for Shanghai Tower, one of the head designers for Zhuhai International Financial Center, and one of the head designers for the Xi'an New City Master Planning. So that was my old life. Let's fast forward. My wife one day said, "You're going to build my house or I'm going to leave you." So I got into development. I wanted to thank everybody for coming here. It's a little bit of a tough time on Friday. I'm happy to see everybody here arrive safely. I wanted to thank you guys for coming. I wanted to thank my wife for supporting me. Behind every successful man, there's a more beautiful and successful woman. And I can allege that to its truth. And I want to thank my 2 executive directors, Desi Neal, who's the executive director for our New York projects, and George Rugava, who's our executive director for our New Jersey projects, to be here and support us on a Friday night, not being at home with their wives. So I really appreciate the dedication. And I look forward to chatting about the big elephant in the room, inflation. And after this panel, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm a big believer in we're all helping each other, we're all climbing the ladder. As I climb the ladder, I pull people, under me, they climb on top of me, they help me. So I'm a really big believer in peer help. So thank you again for everybody for being here, and I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you.
接下来让我们继续有请 ACRE 纽约创始人 Kathy 给我们做自我介绍。
Next up, we have from our very own, the founder of ACRE New York Realty, Kathy Huang.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathy. I'm the licensed broker and founder of ACRE New York. And I'm also today's event's organizer. Is my self-introduction too short? Should I disclose my MLS number as well? No, just kidding. So thank you everyone for coming. That's it.
谢谢，非常感谢 Kathy。好，接下来让我们继续有请 Moshua Group 会计师事务所合伙人 Galby 给我们做个自我介绍。
Last but not least, we have the associate attorney from Moshe's Law Group, Grenady Levine. Sorry, I'm butchering your name.
That was close. That was close. Gennady Litvin from Moshe's Law. Thank you everybody for having us, especially Kathy and Tony of ACRE, of the ACRE group. We were just discussing how today is not Friday night for us. Today is just like any other day. We're out there trying to get better, trying to grow, trying to get educated. Today, we are very happy and glad to be a part of this panel. Thank you, and I can't wait to share some of our ideas and thoughts and prognosis for the future.
谢谢，今天是我们的嘉宾来的精彩的自我介绍。OK， 那今天十分荣幸邀请到5位，接下来我们就正式的进入到我们的 panel 主题环节了。
Thank you for joining us. Now we'll officially start our panel.
好的，那么接下来的话，我们会围绕这一个宏观的问题来主要问 Grace、Tony 以及 Kathy 3位嘉宾。那接下来的话，我们会主要去关注一下，就是美联储当下大家都知道是持续的在加息以及通货膨胀。那想有请3位来我们大致的介绍一下，3位会怎么去看待接下来2023年的全球经济走势以及2023年的房地产走势。首先，我们会有请 Grace King 给我们做一个大致的分享。
The opening question I would like to ask our panelists to answer briefly. As Federal Reserve hiked the interest rate and inflation is also at its highest point in its decade, what direction is the global economy heading into in 2023? Grace, would you mind giving us some insight?
The gentleman earlier, hello? Yeah, the gentleman earlier, they said nobody has a crystal ball. And so I think if we know, what the Fed will do, and everybody will be, much richer than now, right? So, but we do have actually, and look at the treasury yield actually going up, recently come down a bit. So if there's no surprise, we think maybe by December Fed may cut the rate. May raise the rate instead of 75 points, maybe do 50 basis points. So maybe the first quarter, if they do 25 basis points, the market may turn around. But this world is full of a surprise, as everybody, already see this whole year, because internationally, the world is different from the past. China can give us a surprise, and Russia can give us a surprise, and Powell can give us a surprise, and Biden can give us a surprise, and of course Trump may give us a surprise as well. So, but I think, for our firm and for my clients, we still invest and in, different classes of asset, and later I can talk about that. So, and try not to, to be too much, to be impacted by the Fed hiking the rates, and try to be away from, the market will be influenced by the hiking the rates. So, and we still could do very well in terms of investment. So,
好的，非常感谢 Grace King 给我们带来的分享。那其实我们也想说到一句话，就是呀。
real estate market. Ask about real estate market. I say a few words about real estate market. If I'm here and at the real estate investment, summit talking about, I think the real estate is going down, I probably cannot get out of this door, right? But to be honest, we have a lot of real estate private funds on our platform, like Blackstone and Starwood, Ares, and KKR, and so all the big ones, okay, and actually they all have been doing very, very well up to now, okay, and on average they all went up last year over 20%, and this year still like. They're not here? You want to do that?
No, we're back here now.
Keep it closer.
Okay.
Keep it closer.
Sorry. So you guys didn't hear me, I said real estate is going down, right? Okay. I just said, actually, can you hear now? Yes. Actually, I just said on our platform, and we have a lot of real estate private funds, and by those big corporations like KKR, Blackstone. BlackRock and Starwood actually is, all have a, big amount and being aggressive. It's also very aggressive now and soliciting clients from Asia and also soliciting clients from Europe. So with inflow of the funds from internationally into the real estate here, I do believe the real estate may not go down like some people are so pessimistic about it. And I think especially, I think they are not, I can see, and a lot of companies like Blackstone try to shift a certain investment from a multifamily into the, logistic, into industrial. And also we have ACRE, and it's all concentrated on logistic and has been actually up 20-something plus percent. In the last 12 months, it's up 40% net return on our platform. So I think the real estate depends on where and location and location and location. So nationwide and also different sectors, I think. Okay, I think it also depends on the sector. I think it depends on when to buy and where to buy, and still have a lot of opportunities to invest in the real estate market.
好的，非常感谢刘总给我们带来的分享。所以当下市场，我们认为可能还是有很多的潜在机会。OK， 接下来我们会继续问到 Tony， 请问是如何来看待接下来2023年的房地产走势以及经济走势？
So the same question to you, Tony. What direction do you think global real estate market heading into in 2023?
Well, can everybody hear me? Yes, everybody at the back can hear me? Okay, hello. So it's no surprise that interest rates are going up. And they've been going up pretty high in increments, 0.7%, 0.75% every Fed meeting. I mean, I'm not, I'm relatively younger. I've never seen this before my professional career. So they're doing it as a response to the inflation. So, let's look at the basic factors here. Interest rates are going up because inflation is going up. They're trying to lower inflation. Because the prime rate's going up, less and less people are buying houses because they cannot afford the mortgage payments. And because less and less people are not buying houses, it means that there's more inventory on the market. So let's just stop there. Let's focus on what's the most important thing. There's more inventory on the market. So let's focus on that. Now, in what I believe in the year 2023 is the time for attack. Go out there, go find new properties. Don't stay with everybody else under their blankets, scared of the interest rates. Everybody has to know a very key point. Interest rates will change. At the beginning of the year, prime rate was 3.25. Right now, what is prime? 7. Jesus. My mortgages are 8.5%. Wow.
You want a lower mortgage?
No, I'm okay. Okay. Let's talk after this. So what I'm trying to say is, interest rates can change, but purchase price cannot. Now is the time to find that property and lock in that low purchase price. Don't worry, buy it at a high interest rates. When the interest rate goes down, refinance. And you know what's going to happen when the interest rate goes down? Your property value is going to go up. It means you can take more money out of your property and go buy another property. So that's where I feel the market in 2023 is. It's going to give us all an opportunity to lock in those low purchase prices. Let's, deal with the high interest rate temporarily. But in the long run, which real estate is, and we're all in real estate in this room, in the long run, that real estate will make us money.
好，谢谢 Tony 给我们的分享。所以意思就是说，所有人在观望的时候，可能往往是机会浮出水面的时候，所以可能需要大家花点耐心去找一些比较低价的房源，好的 deal， 可能就是一个非常好的投资机会。好，谢谢 Tony。那接下来我们继续把这个问题问到 Kathy， 请问你是如何来看待接下来2023年的房地产走势、经济走势？
So the same question to you, Kathy. What direction do you think real estate market is heading into in 2023?
So first, I totally agree with Grace and Tony, but from my own perspective for next year, I think the housing market is gonna somehow crash. So here comes my reasoning. I was reading a news that morning saying that according to a KPMG report, next year the whole US housing market gonna go down by, oh, can you hear me?
No?
Hello? 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 Can you hear me now? So you didn't hear me saying crash, right? I need to do that again, huh? So, I think the US housing market gonna crash. Here comes my reasoning. So I was reading a report from KPMG. They're saying that next year, the US housing market gonna go down by 15%. Of course, different city gonna react differently. Let's talk about New York. So, New York, we all live here, right? Let's try to make a guess. Last month, October, let's guess. How many transactions has been decreasing by how many percentage? The transaction amount has been decreasing by 60%. 60. That's a lot. We definitely are seeing a market slowdown right now. You hear me, right? But don't panic yet. We haven't seen any huge price drop yet. So, as we all know, the interest rate has been hiking very high. 7, right?
Around there.
Yes, around there. It's at its historically high point right now. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we are getting into a global depression. People are depressed. I think if people are not depressed, we won't be able to have like 150 people sitting here listen to us, right? People are panicked. People are worrying about the economic, right? Okay. I think the economy next year will go down, and it will take time to get back up again. But don't panic yet. Here comes the catch. Those who are prepared gonna do better in this crisis. We all know about 2008, right? There's so many people, so many companies, they went bankrupt, like Lehman Brothers, right? We all know about this news. But on the same time, there are people making tons of money, saw this 2008 crisis as golden opportunities. What I'm trying to say is, as an old Chinese saying, 危机危机有危就有机. When there comes a crisis, opportunities are always there as well. So what we should do is be prepared. That's also what ACRE is doing. We are actively looking into the market, searching for deals, and informing our investors. That's it. Thank you.
谢谢各位嘉宾给我们带来的精彩的分享。那刚才几位嘉宾呢，都是从各自的角度给我们去剖析了一下接下来2023年的走势情况，在这样的一个环境背景之下。那接下来的话，我们会进入到第2轮的问题当中。那这一轮的问题，我们同样会给到 Grace King。想请问一下，在接下来从普通的投资人角度出发啊，在未来把目光放在房地产，是不是一个好的选择？在您看来？
So this question is to Grace King. As an individual investor, is it a good time to start looking at real estate as part of their investment portfolio?
I have to be honest now, and I think because of I'm probably one of the only ones that I will not only invest in real estate. I personally do have a part of my money. I have a Blackstone, and do I have to give them some codes to disclose my holding? And I do have Blackstone real estate fund. I do have a Starwood, okay? And I'm going to still hold it. I'm not going to sell them. But also, for wealth management, we ask our clients to be very diversified because there are a lot of other opportunities. Because, for example, private PE fund, which is start picking up, and a lot of private credit because the interest rate is going higher, and so we also can get the same kind of return versus the real estate for the last couple of years, which went up a lot, but it started being flat now, and then the private credit started picking up. So we do have a lot of other investments. I won't only invest in real estate. I will be more diversified in investment, and maybe even start buying certain stocks which is very undervalued. So that's my opinion of doing investment.
好，谢谢 Grace King 给我们带来的分享和建议，谢谢。好的，那接下来的话，我们第二个问题会问到 Ron 这边。那其实我们都知道，现在美联储加息、通货膨胀，听说啊，这个贷款率是下降了70%。想请问一下 Ron， 您怎么看待这个情况，以及你觉得美联储加息大概率会在什么时间结束？还有利率在什么时间段有可能会出现下行的状态
？So this question is to Ron. When do you think the Fed will start raising the interest rate? And when do you project interest rate to start slowing down or even decrease?
Okay, so the policy, hello? Hello, can you hear me? So the policymakers, they are expected to stop hiking the interest rate at some point in 2023. Okay, we are going to have probably 50 bps increase in December, or maybe 25 bps, right? But we are talking about the federal funds rate. That's not the mortgage interest rate we are talking about here. Okay, so there are different stuff. So to answer your question, when will they really stop hiking? That really depends on like several numbers, like the headline CPI, core CPI number, and also they are looking at the unemployment rate. Okay, so according to the, we need to understand what really drives the mortgage interest rate. It's not the federal hikings. It's not. It's really not. It's the inflation. So they have very similar patterns with each other. The inflation goes up, the mortgage interest rate comes down or goes up, and then the inflation rate goes down, then the mortgage interest rate comes down. Okay, they have a very similar pattern. So there is a very good example on last Thursday. Last Thursday, when the CPI number came out at 7.7%, versus last month it was 8.2%. So there was a drop. Okay, so the bond market really had a very good day. Then the mortgage interest rate, would drop by 5/8, which is around 0.625%. That's a lot of decrease at one day. Okay, so that can prove, the mortgage interest rate is really driven by the inflation. Okay, so what's going to happen and how does the number works? So we had 7.7% last Thursday and 8.2% last month, and we had a 9.1% inflation rate in June of this year. Very, very high, right? However, we are going to see, the inflation coming down. The reason is the new numbers, let's say the October, the reason that we need to understand how the numbers work. The October CPI, monthly CPI came out, replaces the October from last year, right? So last year, October, November, December, January, February, we all have very high readings. So that number is coming out is gonna be, low readings with the new CPI number. So we're going to see, luckily, we're going to see the CPI number coming down, 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 down. So does the mortgage interest rate, okay? So here, I'm gonna predict the mortgage interest rate is going down, all right? In Q1, latest in Q2, okay? Because of the CPI number is coming down. Yeah, another, evidence I found out is that you guys all know 10-year Treasury bond, right? So 10-year Treasury bond have an even more similar pattern compared to 30-year fixed mortgage interest rates. Okay, so 30-year fixed interest rate, we're talking about the Fannie Mae 30-year fixed, like mostly for prime rate house, mortgage interest rate. All right. So normally, since 1991, the difference, the spread between each other is around 175 bips to 200 bips. Okay. Today, what does it mean? It means, for example, 10-year Treasury bond is 3%. Then the mortgage interest rate, normally, it will be around 5%. Okay, 2% difference. However, this year, there are 300 bips difference, which is 3% difference. So that's why I'm thinking the interest rate is also coming down by the evidence that we have. Okay, the Federal Reserve's hiking the interest rates. More money will be on the market. Less money will be on the market, sorry. More money will be on the savings, right? And more goods will coming up. And then that's a good thing because that can bring down the inflation. So the mortgage interest rate will coming down. All right, Q1, trust me.
OK， 谢谢让给我们非常详细的介绍了一下，就是最近这个通货膨胀背后的逻辑原因。那看到了，因为通货膨胀它最主要加息的动作是为了抑制通货膨胀的加快，所以最近看到这个 CPI 有所下降，所以加息这个动作的话也是比较乐观。那刚才让也说到了，可能会在明年的第1季度、第2季度，那这个利息也会有所放缓。OK， 谢谢让给我们带来的解析。
Yeah.
接下来
I hope I could be the game changer today, okay? Make you guys happy.
OK， 再次谢谢让给我们带来的分享。好，接下来的下一个问题我们Tony， 这个问题可能会有一点点小命啊，想问一下 Tony， 最近房子卖的怎么样
So this question is to Tony. Quick question. How's the sales for existing projects right now? Is it good or bad?
It's not as good as we want it to be. Sales are down. People are on the sidelines. People can afford what they were able to afford previously in the year. So we're offering price concessions to combat where the mortgage rates are now. So we're attempting to adapt to the market as interest rates go up. We're offering price concessions for our houses so people are able to afford them with the high rates. So let me translate that to you. As interest rates go up, we're dropping our prices so people are able to afford our houses. I don't think it's going to stay on a downward spiral like this for a long time, like Ron and Grace were saying. I feel by first quarter next year we're going to be in a different environment, but we're trying to adapt to the environment to keep our sales up. So thank you for reminding me of the negative in my life.
OK， 谢谢 Tony。好，那接下来我们要继续问到下一个话题，就是关于明年 SUMMIT 的一个计划，就是在这样的压力之下 ，SUMMIT 是不是还会去建更多的房子？对于2023年的规划是什么样的
Okay, follow up on that question. Not trying to be negative, but are you still planning to build more projects in 2023?
Well, of course, it's our bread and butter. I mean, that's what we do. We're developers. Development, can everybody hear me? I feel I can't hear myself. Development is really a very special sector of value add. We're the ultimate value add. We find property, we exploit the zoning and the planning of the property, we build multifamily on it, and not only do we build equity in our project, but we cash flow from it. So, me and my team, mostly my team, works very hard on finding land deals that are below market value, and they also work very hard to build the project at a very cheaper construction rate. So cheaper land plus cheaper construction while still trying to build a luxury product. It means more affordable housing. So that's really our advantage at Silverline, is that all of our team is in-house. We're able to acquire the land really cheaply. Thank you to ACRE for finding us all those great deals. And we're able to build the projects at a very affordable price while controlling costs. Thank you to Desi and George. So let me give you an example. The world is kind of crashing and burning right now. The dips, Ron was talking about the dip up and the dip down. In the next few months, we're closing on property in Long Island City, the Bronx, and West New York, New Jersey. All of those properties are value-add properties, and we're going to be building multifamily on those properties. Now, what do all of those three areas have in common? LIC, the Bronx, and West New York. they're in high demand areas. So let's put the interest rates aside. We're focusing on where the population wants to live. We're focusing on acquiring and building property in areas where there's going to be high demand. So we're combating the inflation, we're combating the interest rates by acquiring property more cheaply and by controlling our construction costs, but we're also doing it in areas where people still want to live. So we feel that this is the formula to success. As long as we focus on building a more affordable product for people to afford in these high interest rate environments, and build a product where people want to live, we're going to be able to weather the storm fine. So, thank you.
同样刚才我们有听到 Tony 的观点，就是说一直在寻找好的地区。那这一点其实跟 Brisbane 的观点很契合，一直在说到好的 location 很重要，对不对？所以我们下一个问题会来问一下 Tony， 就是你刚才在说你在寻找一些好的机会去入场。那么作为开发商，以你的角度，你觉得什么样的才是好的一些值得去关注的物业项目？能不能跟我们现场的朋友一起来分享一下？
So this is the actual question I actually want to ask you, Tony. As interest rates hikes and inflation have led to rapid decline in enthusiasm for real estate, as a developer, is there any potential opportunities in the current market? And for your experience and expertise, what are characteristics of the properties you're buying yourself?
Okay, so that's a double-loaded question. So I feel there's a lot of opportunity in the market because the amateurs that were in the market are on the sidelines. So it allows us, the investors, this is our real bread and butter, to go in and find great deals. And we're finding a lot of great deals these days because there's less competition, there's no more bidding wars, there's more inventory on the market, which allows us to choose from. So we feel now is a very great time to buy. I feel like, compared to the beginning of the year, everything went on sale. So this is kind of like the Macy's Thanksgiving sale for the next 6 months. So, I'm very, the glass is half full. So I really feel very optimistic, for the next coming months, as long as you buy right. And let's talk about buying right, which is actually the second part of your question. I'm a real estate guy. I truly believe in real estate, but I believe in a certain type of real estate. I'm not a big believer on buying a property cash flow. When you buy a property and you let it cash flow, that property already achieved 100% of its opportunity. There's no more opportunity to increase the value of that property. So we look for property that's value add. What does value add mean? Value add means buying a piece of property, exploiting the planning and the zoning, like I said, and building multifamily on it. Value add also means buying a single family house, adding a bedroom, adding a bathroom, and increasing the value of the property. Value add also means buying an apartment, renovating it, and increasing the rents. In all those scenarios, not only when it's all said and done, not only is your property cash flowing, your property builds equity each one of those instances. So those are the types of properties we're focusing on, and those are the types of properties we were focused on and will always focus on in the future. Thank you.
谢谢，非常感谢Tony给我带来的宝贵分享，谢谢。好，那我们接下来下一个问题会问到 Kathy。其实刚才我们听到 Kathy 有说 crush 这个词的时候，我看到很多朋友都很震惊啊。那想问一下，刚才 Kathy 自己也在说，2023年你认为市场可能会崩盘，那你觉得在市场萎靡之下啊，作为咱们地产经纪人公司，你们能够给大家带来的价值是什么？我们想知道，现场有很多同行朋友，我觉得大家都很感兴趣啊。接下来2023年的话 ，ACRE 会怎么去布局，怎么去应对市场带来的变化？
So this question is to Kathy. We can see the real estate transaction data is not optimistic, and we see buyers are losing confidence. What value do you think ACRE is bringing to our investor? Lastly, what is the focus going to 2023, and how do you adapt to the market?
Okay. Yes, I do talk about the crush, but that doesn't mean I'm not optimistic. So I always say, as a real estate agent, our job is to bring value and add value to a deal. In a global downtrend, we are the forefront. We are very sensitive to the market. What we bring to the investors is we can actively find deals for our investors. Not only the on-market deals, but also we are committed to find some good off-market deals, foreclosure deals, and other investment opportunities as well. But besides that, our ability to structure a deal is what makes us different. I know a lot of people are complaining, oh my God, now the price is not dropping that much, but at the same time, the interest rate is so high, I cannot afford this house. So our ability is to structure a more financially appealing deal for our buyers. For example, I know it sounds crazy. Now we have a deal, just for example, like in the Union Square, it's a black building, very nice apartment. The price point is 2.9 million. It's a 2-bedroom. Guess what? What we can do for our buyers, even though you have no income, even though you have nothing to prove in your account, we can get you 20% down with 4% interest rate. Does that sound good? That's how we structure the deal. We are using different tools to structure our deal to make a good deal better. How to do it? We use owner finance, we use assumable mortgage, we use other lenders to matching rates. We make the deal happen for our investors. That's what we are doing. That's how we bring value and add value to the deal. Not only us doing this, I know it's a really good friend of mine who is the listing agent of the 208 Delancey, is right here. I know their building also doing some concessions on the interest rate as well. So as long as you pay attention to the market, you can find a good deal. That's also what we are doing. Okay, besides investors, what we can do for the developers and the capital company is we can package the pre-construction deal to raise funds. It's not only helping the developers to raise their name, to raise their awareness, but also we are giving our investors a rare opportunity to invest in the primary real estate market. So that's a win-win situation. Besides that, for my dear real estate friends and families here, what we want to do is we want to create a healthy environment and platform for everyone to collaborate. That's why we are hosting today's event. We always want each other to help each other. I heard really bad news recently saying that more than 40% of the real estate agents gonna get out of the business because of the market. That's sad. I don't want that to happen. So I want to create a platform for everyone to work together, especially during this special time. Okay, I also know there's some agents here, there's some brokers here, might be interested in what we're gonna do in 2023. So next year, what we are doing is we're gonna expand our business. Geographically, we're gonna expand to Long Island and New Jersey. Business-wise, we're gonna open up our commercial real estate sector. I know there's some friends from commercial real estate here. And because we believe there's so much good opportunity in the commercial real estate as well, we want to bring that to our investors. So that's what we are having into 2023. Thank you.
谢谢。那其实刚才几位嘉宾呢，也从不同的角度说到了，其实当下市场有机会，但是我们知道，作为普通投资者来说，很难去靠自己去挖掘到一些好的。我们看到了强强联合、共同合作的一个双赢的局面，所以这也是我们本次峰会举办的意义所在。也要再次感谢 ACRE。好，谢谢各位来分享。接下来的话，我们要把下一个问题给到我们今天的下一位。也是我们的 Galati， 其实给到我们问到现在，其实很多人在关注一个是什么呢？法拍屋。最近法拍屋为什么得到这么大的关注哈？我们也想趁这次的峰会来问一下这位嘉宾，我们普通人应该如何去进入到法拍屋的市场，购买法拍屋它的优点和缺点分别是什么？我们想请这位嘉宾给我们现场的所有来宾分享一下，细致的剖析一下。
So this question is to Bernardi. With court proceeding opening up at the start of this year, we see a lot of seasonal investors on foreclosure homes and foresee the market trends going into that direction. What are the pros and cons in buying into a foreclosure home, and what is the process of investing in foreclosure homes?
Thank you, Tony. So we have been in the foreclosure business since the last downturn and market shift. We started in 2009. And for us and our clients and investors that we have represented since that time, it all comes down to the fact of recognizing the opportunities. It's what Tony here and the rest of my panel and colleagues have been sharing. Right now is a time of immense opportunity, and the next 12 to 18 months is going to really reflect that. One of the biggest things, and I know I'm cutting out on the mic, I'm sorry for those that can't hear me in the back, but one of the biggest things that we need to be aware of is that on a regular basis, when there is a change in the market, real estate typically takes 18 to 24 months to respond to that. We haven't seen the entire response to the market yet. The court opening up is just opening up the bag where the auctions are beginning to hold these foreclosures. The most interesting part right now is where I come back and I say, this is where opportunity arises for everybody. Most importantly, we have to recognize that the opportunity is not to invest and make money, especially when we're dealing with foreclosure properties and when we're dealing with families in foreclosure. We always have to come out of the gate when we're dealing with foreclosures, and we will continue to deal with them on a much greater scale in the next 18 to 24 months. We've got to approach everybody with empathy. No matter if you're going to put a multi-family in that spot or if you're going to put a commercial building in that spot, the only way that you're going to acquire that property and that asset that gives you the opportunity to build it is if you come forward with empathy to the people that are losing their home. People that are losing their home that have built their entire family there, raised all their children, father, mom, or uncle, built the roof with their bare hands. These are the types of people that we're going to be dealing with. But this is where the opportunities are. The next year, we are going to see a lot of more bodies in the auction courthouses. One of the most important things when we're bidding on foreclosure and when we're looking for foreclosures, we've got to understand the difference. There's a way to purchase foreclosures after it's been auctioned off with the court, and then there is a much more aggressive way to purchase these properties before they ever get to the auction. That's really where our focus has been. And that's why I put out that empathy starts the relationship with the person in foreclosure, the family in foreclosure. Once you approach them, it all becomes educational at that point. How can you educate this homeowner that is losing their property on what? Can you save your home? If you can save their home based on your network and information that you can provide them, you now have a walking and talking billboard for the rest of your career. However, statistically speaking, that is not the case. Statistically speaking, people that are behind on their mortgage will continue to be behind on their mortgage even if they become current. Statistically speaking, it's somewhere over 80% that they will begin to default again. And what that means is these people, these homeowners begin to run your funnel, where this funnel begins to spew out your transactions and acquisitions for somebody like Tony and Ron that are going to do mass business on this. But at the end of the day, we have to recognize that right now, it's not about the fact that we're going into a market that's going to present more opportunity for foreclosures. Because at the end of the day, everyone needs to understand, first of all, we can obtain financing for a property that we are purchasing if there's somebody that we are purchasing from that's in foreclosure. You're a lender. Tony, do you care? Ron, I'm sorry, do you care if you're buying a purchase that's in foreclosure as long as credit's good on your buyer? And title's clear, of course.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
You don't care, that's right. And you know what? He doesn't care because his rates are the best in the business, right? He knows he can sell his product and service. Next, did you know that at the same rate, it doesn't matter if your foreclosure that you are purchasing has subordinate liens, second and third, because at your purchase, the rest is going to be cut off. These are the opportunities that all of us need to be aware of before the property even gets to the auction. If you're one of those that needs to be at the auction house and the courthouse that wants to bid on property there, you will need to have check in hand for 10% to provide to to the individual holding the auction, and then you will have 30 days to fully acquire that property. That is just the gist and the bird's eye view of the foreclosure market that we have been dealing with. And yes, again, it will continue to pick up, especially when we're looking at short sales, which is a completely different world as well. So keep your eyes and ears open. We'll continue to talk about it.
非常感谢，替我们非常详细的分析到了购买法拍屋的优点、缺点，分别需要关注的一些细节，特别是在。好，谢谢我们5位嘉宾。那接下来呢，会进入到本次论坛的最后一个问题环节。其实刚才几位嘉宾有几位都提到了一个共同点，叫做 Cash is king， 所以说现金是王。那在当下的一个背景之下，如果说刚好手中有现金的这部分客户，一部分普通投资人，那台上的各位嘉宾会分别给他们什么样的建议？如何最好的去运用手上的这一批的 cash？
So this final question to our panelists. Several of you guys have mentioned that cash is king. What would be an optimal investment portfolio that we as an investor with cash in hand can best to do in this market? Lastly, any advice you guys can give to our audience to compete in this market? We can start from Grace.
Okay. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, and we are we are the largest investment, house actually in entire America. We have $1.8 trillion. And number 2 is the Bank of America, and knowledge combined is only 1.3. Okay, so we have to invest all the $1.8 trillion imagined for our clients with this kind of environment. Okay, because we are such a big firm, okay, and I tell you, number 2 is Bank of America and knowledge. Number 3 is Fidelity. Number 4 is Wells Fargo, which is less than half of our AUM. Okay, so we have, invested for our clients, not just traditional like people think, and a fixed income, a mutual fund, as you can see everywhere else. We do have those, but we do have a lot of alternatives. What are alternatives? Alternatives are nothing to do with real estate, nothing to do with equity market, and then fixed income, such as real estate is alternative. As I mentioned earlier, we have all the big houses have a private REITs on our platform. And last year, and with this year, always 99% with positive return. Some industrial REITs went up 40% last 12 months, net to our clients. Okay, and we also have a lot of PE funds, okay, which also have a track record of last 10 years, last 20 years, are positive with over 20% net to our clients. So we are looking into all those ones. Besides the public market, which is so volatile, we're investing for them into our, and some structured note with guaranteed principal, some real estate fund, like I mentioned earlier, some PE fund, like I also mentioned, and some private credit with a positive track record, never had a down year over last 10 years. So we have a lot of opportunities to invest for our clients. So I try to make our clients cash, not only cash, but all investing. Thank you.
Yeah, Grace talked about the rates and everything. That's very fascinating. If I have cash, I probably will go to Gennady to see where I can find those foreclosure houses, right? And I will ask Tony if I can turn that 1 family to 2 family, turn that 2 family to 4 family, turn that 4 family to 8 family.
Right? Value add.
Check out that zoning. Yeah. But as a mortgage guy, okay, I think the downside for real estate is that the liquidity is bad, right? Compared to stocks and bonds. Stock and bonds, you can sell them and you can have the cash. Or you can do an asset-based loan, against the stocks, right? You can get the money right away. But for real estate, it's a long time. If you want to do a cash out or, you want to apply a HELOC, right? It's gonna take a long time. So just buy, those good properties in hand, turn that 1 to 2, and then, try to do a cash out refinance, because you need your cash for other investments, or at least you need to get a home equity line of credit, right? So you have the cash flow later on, to purchase any other important investment, good investments. Yeah, thank you.
Now we have Tony. Any last thoughts?
So, I think the phrase "cash is king" is a very dangerous phrase. To the layman, if you tell him cash is king, and he's looking for real estate advice, he's gonna automatically assume, oh, cash is king. I'm not gonna buy anything, I'm not gonna invest anything, I'm gonna leave my money in a Chase account making 0.2% interest, and then I'm the king. But you know what?
You can only assemble this highway.
No, Chase. Yeah. So, in my opinion, cash is king as long as you know how to put it to work. And how do you put your cash to work? So, there's two kind of people in this room. There's the people who rent and the people who own. So, my advice to the people who are renting, go out, find a property that has dropped significantly in price because of the interest rates, but it's still being appraised at a very high value. Use your cash, buy it, and now your cash is being put to work, and now you're the king, because now you have a house. The other, half of the room who own a property, cash is king. What I would recommend to them is, everybody's property went up in equity, even though we saw a little bit of a downturn in the past 6 months. The properties have went up in equity, have went up in value tremendously since the beginning of the 2020, since the beginning of the pandemic. Go get a HELOC on your property, have that money available to put to work, and now you're the king too, because not only do you have cash, you secured it on equity that was made from your real estate. So, I think it's very important for all of us to realize, if we're not all making 8% on our money, 6 to 8%, then we're not really hedging inflation. So, yes, cash is king. Just make sure you put your cash to work to hedge inflation, and then you'll be well off to hedge it in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Any last comments, Kathy?
Well, hi. So I also agree to cash is king, but what is cash good for if it's just sitting there? So it's like you playing poker. You can't hold on to aces forever, right? You have to play the card at the right moment to win the game. So also people saying that, oh, save the money and let's make a cash offer, because cash deal can always get a lower price point. To me, that strategy is a yes and no. Yes is yes, potentially you can use all cash to get a lower price point property, yes. But on the other hand, my own investment philosophy is always about looking at the cash on cash return rate. To me, I like to use the least amount of money to make the maximum of profit. That's my goal. So I'm not saying that you make a cash offer that's wrong. No, don't get me wrong. You can get it in a good way as long as the number makes sense, right? But to me, I like to structure deals. It's like what I just told you guys, right? 2.9 million property, 20% down, 4% interest rate. That's how I take advantage of the market. I like to use different financial tools to get a lower down payment, lower interest rate to make the deal appealing. So that's how I would say cash is king, is to use the least amount of money to maximize your profit. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I am not on the back end of money when it comes to foreclosures. What I do want to mention is that I'm going to bring some value to everybody here that I haven't probably done yet. First thing I want to mention is, does anybody here in the room know where to find these foreclosure properties that we've been talking about that you'll be using cash to purchase? By a show of hands. Foreclosure properties, do we know where to get them? Not yet, good. All right, so there's something called, that is a public document on every property that is behind on a mortgage. It's called the Liz Pendants. For those title people that are in here, they know that they record these documents, and that is what is searched to confirm that a property is behind on their mortgage. Whether you have cash or not, you can apply for financing and get a foreclosure property that is below market rate. Your job is to provide the value of yourselves as being the buyers. Now, Kathy's talking about this $2.9 million deal, which is phenomenal. Did you use a buy down type of transaction where the seller was buying down a buyer's interest?
Yes, owner finance.
Okay. So there's a lot of unconventional ways to do business in today's day. And most likely John is going to be pointing them out to anybody that approaches him. Right now, most of our business and deals are being done, even foreclosures and short sales, when we are talking about concessions. And again, Tony was talking about concessions. I don't know if Tony's offering any buy down rates for his buyers, but this is what we are doing and what we are seeing from new developments and foreclosure properties, one and the same. You know that just because a property is in foreclosure does not mean that it's not going to pay you your the goal is to get a property below market rate. A foreclosure isn't always at face value below market rate. I want everybody to understand that. And when you go to a typical lender that is looking at the foreclosure, they will appraise it most likely with a drive-by. They may not even go inside this property. I want to completely reiterate what I continue to say. Whether you're using cash, and right now cash is being leveraged on an extreme level. However, you've got lenders that have programs that are leveraging the market and asking you to put cash in a relationship with their bank to get a better rate. Get creative this time. This market is giving us opportunities to acquire at lower rates if you know what you're doing. Right now, ARMs. Who's doing negative ARMs? 7-1, 10-1s? Those are huge. And you know, I'm not pointing out Tony. It's not like he's the developer here that's doing and making business from this. But these are the alternatives. Bring the cash. If somebody's got cash, see if you can make 3 deals out of 1 if you can get them financing. But that's just where I come from. I'm an optimistic person on the market. I think we have opportunities coming. And if you got the money in your account, I'm a real estate person, don't put it towards 1 property. I'll always say use it to buy 3, leverage financing, refinance, value add, as Tony said, and then you're calling Ron to make sure you can cash out. Thanks for having us, everybody.
精彩的头脑风暴，谢谢。那么也感谢我们今天所有的朋友们。那本次的panel环节到此就暂时告一段落了，有请我们韦嘉宾稍作休息，谢谢。
Thank you guys for giving us such an insightful speech, and now our panel is soon ending. Please everyone rise up so we can start setting up the floors for our networking events.
好的，亲爱的朋友们，那么接下来的时间的话，我们会给大家进入到第2环节的酒会环节。所以接下来有请全场所有朋友们起立，我们即将在现场把桌椅撤掉，给大家腾出酒会区域。稍后的时间，各位可以跟现场朋友进行的自由交流。同时呢，我们也给大家准备到了同时呢，我们也给大家准备了美酒和小食，所以大家可以在我们现场自由的交流。而且同时呢，也一定要站好自己的全身不能少
下面你们还播吗？
那同时，
哦，那我也停了啊，大概播一下节目就知道了吗？
根本没内容。今天呢，我们ACRE为大家准备了一些好的投资物业、好的标的，即将会在稍后大部分的一起来参与。好的，那么接下来呢，有小安各位带好自己的随
老板讲两句。
Silver line bronze is widened. Off top, chair to side.
可以给我一个 Grace King 的联系方式。Grace King 吗？
等一下，
快点发第一本。后面我们都没有了。有人想要联系他是不是可以？我把他的助理可以给你打分到。我买了。
来讲两句，然后我们就停止直播，好不
哦，
好？
好，就谢谢第一直播这样子是吗？
不，就是一个介绍你们公司，然后想买卖房屋的或怎么样，怎么跟你们联系呢？名片、二维码给大家说一下。
我没有报名片跟二维码，拿个小立牌过来。我们拿个小立牌过来。我们可以在外面录吗？有 expander 还是您不方
行，
便？
那就到那边也行，我就拿过去。
哦，好，
就到这里，好不好？好了，谢谢。我们现在是请到了这个ACRE 的这个总裁，这么年轻啊，来说一下这个，大家有买卖房屋或者有什么就可以来打电话，或者跟他们发 email 或者加你们的微信，是不是？
是的。
还有什么其他方式来跟他们联系？
好的。
说说你们的，你先自我介绍，还有你们办公室在哪？谢谢。
好的，嗨，第一直播的朋友们，大家好，我是 ACRE 纽约的 founder 及 license broker， 我是 Kathy， 很高兴今天能在直播间遇到大家哈。我们公司是位于长岛市的一家地产经纪人公司，主要 focus 的点在纽约以及新泽西两大市场。我们专注于首住房以及投资房的投资。如果你也对房产的购置或者房产投资感兴趣的话，可以联系我们手机号码917-868-6875。手机号码917-868-6875。
我来打一下，等一下我来打一下啊，我给大家加深加深英雄啊，917-868-6875，好。
是的。
好，就是你们的
微信一样的账号，欢迎大家来加我们微信也是没有问题的。
好的。
再一次感谢第一直播。
谢谢。还有你们是 ACRE 啊
？ACRE 是的，我们是 ACRE 地产公司。
ACRE 纽约地产公司，这个是我先介绍一下，这是在纽约非常有名的一个地产公司，诚信守信用。我们很多的这个顾客啊，都是他们的都是他们的这个顾客，很多这个用户都是他们的顾客。好，谢谢他们，希望我们更多的人来买卖房屋或者怎么样，商业的、个人的都可以，是吧？
是的，没有问题的。
好的 ，OK， 好，谢谢大家，
感谢大家，谢谢。
谢谢，好，我们结束今天的直播，谢谢。